All right, so here's my day at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. So me and my brother, we get there, start walking in, looking at the beautiful city, but I live here, so I get to see it all the time. We make our way through the entrance and instantly go over to where my dad is at PSA. As you see, we're walking over his booth. It's at number 700 if you want to see it. There he is sitting down in the corner. And so, yeah, that was the first thing that we did, was walk over pretty much to see my dad at his booth and check out the new cases and everything like that, and check out their shoes that they're selling, which is kind of crazy that they are going for so much in the aftermarket. I believe over $1,000. So there we meet Dad. There's the shoes in the comic. If you want to get it, literally show up there the second that it opens. And they only have a limit of 50. There's my friend Cortland, who's also, I think, is Beardy Nerd on YouTube. And checking out the cases, those are all like, one of 10s, one of 1s, things like that. And you buy a shoe and you will get possibly one of these books, checking out the labels, things like that. These are prototype cases. They still have some fine tuning to do, but go ahead, feel them. If you're at the booth, pick them up, hold them, things like that. So then we start making our way through just, the rest of the comic area, talking to different dealers, hanging out with them, just, talking shop. Not really buying. I don't really buy at Comic-Con because they're just way overpriced. Maybe if you go on Sunday, you can pick up a few good deals, but to me, it's just a little bit too overpriced. So then we just start walking through the convention. It was a little less, not as busy as it normally is. But this is a Thursday that I went. Normally, I'm usually there on like a weekend, so it just seemed a little less crowded. Also, this was midday, so maybe people were, resting or something like that. I don't know. So, wasn't very many people hanging out. Saw this cool statue place, and was looking at the Venom Carnage thing, and then this Hulk definitely caught my eye. Love the Hulk. Very cool. It was huge. It was massive. Massive, massive. They had a bunch of other cool statues at their booth as well. I would suggest you go checking them out. I imagine that these are pretty expensive. If you check them on the website, probably, I don't know, hundreds if not thousands of dollars to get these statues. Usually these kind of premium statues are that expensive. So then we walked over and we noticed that we saw CBCS way away from anything comic book related. They're on like a league of their own, way out there. And honestly, me and my brother said it's kind of sad looking that there's really no one there. They're just kind of sitting there, no one at their booth whatsoever, no one giving them comics like CGC. It reminded me of a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Like, it was that kind of like sad looking for CBCS. I don't know why they weren't by the comics. They were all far, far away. They were over actually by this cafe where you can get some food. We got a little thirsty. I wasn't really hungry, but I was definitely thirsty. So picked myself up a bottle of water, which I drank pretty much throughout the rest of the time I was there. That cafe has literally looked the same since I was going there in the 90s. It hasn't changed. It's basically the same. You think they would update it, even the colors and stuff. So pretty much just walking through the convention, looking at all the cool booths and just different things that they have going on. It was pretty fun. They always have something to look at and something to do. Most of this stuff though is, this was they had some political comic book thing that I thought was pretty funny. This definitely caught my eye. I love this art right here. I'm assuming it was something custom for their banner that they had, but I love this old X-Men art right here. The X-Men, basically the 90s X-Men. That's my X-Men. Had a WWF booth. Never seen that before. Last time I think I went was about 4 years ago, somewhere around there. I don't remember ever seeing a WWF. So that was interesting. There was another thing that was pretty interesting a little later that kind of brought me back to my childhood, and that was Tamagotchi. I remember those things in school, and they basically were banned. No kid could have them because they just, I don't know. But it's funny that they're making a comeback now. I never really thought Tamagotchi would make a comeback, but I guess they are. Don't know how well they're doing. But these booths are very, very expensive to get. Tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to rent these booths, especially something like this size, like DC. They have a huge booth. Love the artwork that they have there. Again, just kind of walking around looking at things. That was a suit from, I think, the HBO Penguin show that comes out soon. I think like August, if I'm not mistaken. A bunch of people in line, tons of people in line for this. I'm assuming it was this statue of Superman that I'm going to show here in a second over here on the left. There's a Superman statue, and I'm assuming that's what they were waiting in line for. There was a lot of people waiting in line for something at some random booths. Like I was saying, at PSA, if you want those shoes, then you have to, they only give out 50 every day, and so you have to be there right, and they are mobbed. So you literally have to get there as fast as you can. This looks like a Sony booth showing like the boys. I would have waited in line. Back behind here, they were doing custom screen printed t-shirts that you could get, and I wanted to kind of wait in line for that, but my brother kind of wanted to just like walk through, and he doesn't like the boys. I love the boys. I think it's fantastic. Met a guy over here who was very interesting. He was talking about his son who watches my shows, and he ended up, the son who's 12 likes Silver Age. So I thought that was kind of cool, and he traded for a Hulk 181 for an X-Men #1 at this convention, and his dad just let him go, do it all on his own. This is probably my favorite part of the Comic-Con every year. I love going to the artist alley and looking at all the new, basically artists showcasing their work. I love looking at art. That's like probably my favorite thing about comics is the art and how different artists have their different styles. That's what I love about comics the most. So I would love checking out all different artists, small and big. So it's just fun to see and see if anything really catches my eye. Yeah, so some interesting art over here, kind of like this guy's style right here with the weird Mario Brothers type cartoons. It is always the problem, I feel like the artist alleys is just so jam-packed because I feel like the width of the aisle is just smaller, and it's just hard to get. Had a great conversation with this guy. So much original art, ridiculous. He has that Wolverine right in the center. It's $300,000. I don't know what it's actually worth, but it's a Frank Miller. Just tons, just so much art, just hanging around. That right there is like 75 grand. It just so much art, just binders and binders full of art, just hanging out. He was a totally nice guy. Learned a lot of interesting stuff that I didn't know about, and we were talking. And so I love talking to like people that have like some knowledge and cool history about, back in the day. He showed me a Plastic Man original cover from like the 40s. That was kind of cool. This lady right here, I kind of liked her art a lot. Kind of like this cutesy, fun style. Then this guy had like this wall of, I guess it's kind of like a pop art type thing. That was kind of fun to look at. And then right around this time, I was in, this is SpongeBob right here, all the cast and crew right there from SpongeBob. But about this point, I was texting with Comic Tom, and so we're going to go outside and meet up Comic Tom. Before I left, though, to go meet up, this is KRS Comics. He's actually my business neighbor. So he's right next to my business as well. I didn't know that when I moved in. So that was kind of interesting to see his booth there. I was going to do like a podcast live at his convention, but it didn't really work out with the signings and different things he had. Met up with Comic Tom outside. Got to hang out with him for a bit. That was fun because it's interesting. I never actually know these people outside of talking on the phone or online, and I've been talking to him for years, so it's fun to actually finally meet up with him in person. I'm old school. I kind of still like to do that, meet people in real life. But anyway, so about this point, we got our dad. He was done for the day. He'll be at the con all week long. And so we started walking back to his hotel room to get ready for a dinner that PSA was putting on for different influencers and YouTubers and stuff like that. So we're walking back. Lots of people outside hanging out. Definitely has like a fun vibe. I'd recommend it if you like going out afterwards. So then we got to the dinner. There's a bunch of different influencers. Swago Haas. there's Elizabeth. She's like the president of the comic culture. And so she had a little speech, hung out with Mickey for a while, talked to him. Super fun conversation. Enjoyed immensely talking to him. Really, really fun. Hanging out with him and just talking. We got some dessert and food and some drinks. Funny thing, Chumley was there from Spawn Stars. It was so random. I don't know why he was there, but he was there at the dinner. But yeah, it was a blast. My favorite part was definitely meeting people, either fans or like other YouTubers. Met Golden Age Guru, 99 Newsstand, and that was probably my favorite part. Hanging out with all those people and now finally putting like a face to the name in real life and having great conversations with them. That was probably my favorite part. So that was, I guess, my vlog of San Diego Comic-Con. Have a great day.